They didn't think I'd find out. No one said a word, not a call, not a text, not even a forwarded group invite. My own blood, celebrating under fairy lights and catered smiles, clinking glasses in the name of family, while I was left in silence. Forgotten. Uninvited. But the truth? I had already been erased long before the party. They just didn't realize I'd still been watching and building. There was a time I slept on a park bench behind a half-shuttered library. I used to stare at the stained glass windows of houses I'd never enter and wonder what I'd done wrong to be exiled by the very people I once sacrificed everything for. When my business failed and I lost the house, they acted like I'd caught a disease. No calls returned. No visits. Just silence and cold stares at holiday dinners until I stopped showing up altogether. I faded, and no one noticed. But I learned something in those quiet, bitter years. When people stop seeing you, it gives you the power to move in the shadows. And so I did. I worked nights, took odd jobs, learned to code in a 24-hour laundromat using free Wi-Fi. I started flipping digital assets, domains, crypto, forgotten IPs. Slowly money came in, then more. Then a windfall. A failing AI startup I'd invested in, acquired overnight by a global tech giant. Overnight, my portfolio exploded. I didn't buy a flashy car. I didn't announce my return. Instead, I bought a castle. Not the fantasy kind with cartoon flags, but a real, restored fortress on a hillside in Europe, tucked among pine forests and mountain fog. Modernized, sustainable, and paid in full. I didn't share photos. I didn't post about it. But I made one phone call to a planner. I wanted one thing. A celebration they could never imagine without them. The family reunion photos found their way to my inbox weeks later. Smiling cousins, clinking champagne, matching t-shirts. Family forever. The shirts read. The irony nearly made me laugh. So I made my own guest list. But I didn't invite influencers or celebrities. I invited everyone they ignored. My old mechanic who once fed me when I couldn't pay. The retired librarian who let me sleep between the stacks after hours. The waitress who left extra food in to-go bags without asking questions. They came. All of them. We arrived by private jet and black SUVs, driving up the winding path as fog rolled over ancient stone walls. The castle gates opened slowly, revealing a courtyard strung with golden lanterns. Music floated through the halls. Food from five-star chefs lined tables beneath chandeliers. And I stood at the top of the grand staircase, not as the lost relative they cast aside, but as the host. And then something strange happened. One of the servers walked up to me with a whisper. "There's a woman outside, says she's your cousin." She wasn't on the list. I turned. Outside the gates, under an umbrella, stood a familiar figure. She wasn't smiling, just holding her phone up, trying to film the castle behind me, as if proof of my success would somehow buy her a way back in. I didn't wave. I didn't approach. I just nodded to the staff. The gates closed. Later that night, a guest asked me, "Aren't you sad they didn't come?" I smiled. "No," I said. "I'm grateful. Their absence gave me space to rebuild in peace." Because here's what no one tells you. Being left out isn't the end of the story. Sometimes, it's just the space you need to write a better one. Now, my name is quietly listed on the donor walls of schools and hospitals. My face isn't viral, but my investments are growing behind the scenes. I'm not the talk of the family, but I've become the one they whisper about when they think no one's listening. And the next time they plan a reunion, they'll think twice before leaving my name off the list.